Welcome back to a bit of Raw Talk. Today I'm going to be talking about why Chelsea must sign Higuain. Now, usually I talk about UFC, but I also love football. I love soccer, as we call it here in Australia, and I'm specifically a Chelsea fan. So, if I do these videos, they'll be mainly about Chelsea. Um, in the future, I might do just football in general. So for today, I'm talking why Chelsea must sign Higuain. Now, a lot of Chelsea fans might think Higuain is finished. He's 31. His season hasn't been that great at AC Milan. Now, it's easy to say this if you don't provide context. So I'm going to provide you guys with a bit of context as to why Higuain has had a poor season at AC Milan. Now, the reason why Higuain hasn't scored so many goals for AC Milan is because the team that he's playing in right now has not clicked in yet. Okay, if you look at AC Milan on paper, they're probably the third best team in Serie A. However, if you actually look at their performances, they don't look like they're the third best team. They don't click in well together. They've had a few good performances where they absolutely smash teams, and the following week they'll go and lose or draw to a mid-table side. So they haven't had that consistency. They've not clicked in together as a unit. Now, at the start of the season, Higuain did pretty well. So when he had Suso, who's by the way one of the most creative wingers in Europe, feeding him balls, he scored a few goals. He scored, I think, 6 goals in the first month or so. And he scored a few in the Europa League as well. However, as Suso started becoming a bit inconsistent and there was no one else to feed him through, his goals dried up a bit. And that's normal. Another thing is also Higuain has had to drop very deep to almost as a midfielder, almost as a number 10, to create something, okay? No one's feeding the ball through him in the box, through the channels, so he has to come very deep to pick the ball up and put it through for someone like Cutrone. So he struggled with getting service as well. So you can't just say Higuain has had a poor season. You have to look at the team. You have to look at the context. Now, from a Chelsea point of view, we have two strikers who are just not good enough. Giroud is a great plan B and can score goals against the little sides. But when it comes to him scoring consistently and against the big teams, he's not up to it. And I love Giroud. Morata has been shocking again this season. When he first signed for Chelsea, I was so excited. I was so up for it. But he's been so poor and he has to go. And Atletico Madrid are in for him for 45 million, which is great business. Say what you want about the Chelsea board when it comes to selling players for their full value and more. They're pretty good at that, if not the best. 45 million for Morata. That's crazy. So you have two strikers who are not good enough, and then Sarri has been putting Hazard as the number 9 or a false 9, if you like, and that's a problem because if you put Hazard in the middle, you're losing the best winger in the league. Okay, you're losing the best winger in the Premier League because you have to put Willian or Pedro on the left, and then you get one half forward. Okay, Hazard is not a guy who scores 20 plus goals a season. Okay, even if he plays as a false 9. Now, when he plays as a false 9, he has to drop so deep to pick the ball up, and he actually creates a lot of space for people to run in behind. The problem is, though, no one runs in behind. Everyone is just sort of sticking back. Barkley has been so cowardly, in my opinion, just sort of sitting back, doing everything simple. Kovacic has been great, but he doesn't provide a lot going forward. And Pedro and Willian seem to not make those runs in behind for some reason. I think their instructions are to stay out wide and just receive the ball and make things happen on the wings. So when Hazard drops really deep, There's no one else to bomb forward and score a goal, go through in on goal, but from a Jorginho through ball or David Luiz through ball. So we've been missing that majorly this season, because if you look at Chelsea's performances, we have a lot of possession, 65% minimum every game, create a lot of chances, but if you look at our goals per game ratio, it's shocking. We've had a few games where we haven't scored any goals, and that's because we don't have a striker. We don't have a top quality striker to put it away. Now, when it comes to Higuain, he's experienced. He knows Sarri ball. He, of course, played with him at Napoli. And there would be no adjusting period for Higuain if he came in. I believe if Higuain, if he signs before the Arsenal game this weekend, he will start that Arsenal game. And since I've been wanting to make this video, there's been some news that he's pretty much done deal, that he will come to Chelsea for a 6-month loan, which to me is perfect. He will be a perfect short-term solution. So it's a 6-month loan deal. If he scores a certain amount of goals or assists or games, he will then sign on for another year of loan, so making it 18-month loan. And that's a great deal. And as I said, he's the perfect short-term solution. Why? Because Chelsea must make top 4 this season. It's the minimum requirement, because if you don't make top 4, you're in the Europa League again, and you can't sign attractive players. Okay, you can't sign the likes of Icardi, who, in my opinion, should be the Chelsea striker next season. Icardi should wear the number 9 for Chelsea. But Icardi won't make the Chelsea move unless we make top 4. Okay, unless we make top 4 and make a crazy offer for him. So, in terms of the short-term solution, this is the perfect move. And without a proper forward, without a proper number 9, Chelsea would not make the Champions League next season. And this is why Higuain is perfect for us. Thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe. See you next time.